the 2023 general elections. We know that Zimbabweans went to decide on the 23rd of August 2023, and President Emmerson Mnangagwa, the ZANU-PF presidential candidate, came out the winner of the presidential poll with 52.6% of the vote, while advocate Nelson Chamisa of the opposition CCC got 44% of the vote, and the results being announced by the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. And of course, we have had several reactions in terms of those who are in favor of the outcome and perhaps those also opposed to the outcome. I am joined by Dr. Leopold Chakanyuka to discuss those reactions and look also at the trends in terms of the voting patterns, in terms of the results, the figures, judging from the previous election of 2018, comparing with those numbers with what we got this time in 2023. But before we go into the details of the numbers and the percentages, Doctor, I want you to give your analysis so far of the reactions from both sides, the winners and those who lost.
From what we have seen so far, I think the president has responded, and we also saw a press conference from ZANU-PF where they've said, yes, of course, we have won, but we will work with everyone. As long as they are interested in coming and working with us, we accept everyone. I saw someone who even posted that even Chamisa, they are ready to work with him if he is willing to join the band, because he is a Zimbabwean after all. And so ZANU-PF is accommodative and is actually inviting everyone, even those who have lost, to say, all of us, let's come together and build our country. Let's remain, united as Zimbabweans as moving forward. And we have also seen some candidates such as Themba Mliswa. I saw that he actually congratulated the winner. That is a sign of political maturity, where we come to that level whereby we realize that, even when I lose an election, I have to congratulate, because that's what the people would have said. I have to be, to congratulate the other, and we move forward and we wait for the future. So I'm saying generally we have had even some other opposition that have lost as well. We have seen some of them who have also congratulated President Mnangagwa. So I'm thinking and I'm believing that all the other political parties, including the CCC and so forth, they will heed to the call that has been made by the president, that let's all come together and we build the country. So it's time now to move forward. I know it's not as easy as we are saying right now to say let's just simply move forward, because someone would have lost, people have made investment and people had the expectations and so forth. But we are just saying, in as much as we are in pain, or in as much as we might have lost where we expected that we would have win, that's democracy. So we have to move forward and find ourselves as we are going and work together. We build our country.
An important message that you are bringing there, Doctor, the need for people to be able to accept the outcome, respect the results, and move on as a people. I want us now to to look at the statistics that we mentioned earlier. What the ruling party got in 2018 versus what it got presidentially as well as in the National Assemblies in 2023, and also what the presidential candidates polled in 2018 as well as in 2023 in terms of the percentages. Now, when we look at the overall percentages, President Emmerson Mnangagwa of ZANU-PF in 2018 got 51.44% of the vote, and that got him the majority and, of course, the presidency. And this time he got 52.6% of the vote, also getting him the presidency. But there's a slight increase in terms of the percentage of voters who supported President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Let's analyze what could have contributed to this increase in numbers who went behind President Mnangagwa this time around.
There were several issues, that could have led to an increase in the support of ZANU-PF. Number one is the economic development that happened over the past 5 years. I think earlier on we spoke about Manidze, we spoke about the Beit Bridge Road, we have spoken about the dams that have been constructed, the Gwai Shangan dams, the companies that have been opened. I think now in almost every province. Even before, when I was listening to Comrade Makosini Hlongwane when he was speaking, he mentioned that Matabele North is one of the provinces that received a lot of developmental programs after, since the coming in of the Second Republic. And we have seen this across the whole country. There were a lot of activities that actually happened over the past 5 years. So I think generally people would have appreciated the president for the development that he was able to bring into the country and the confidence they had. And secondly, I think this time also the campaign system or strategy in ZANU-PF was a bit different.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of organizations that previously were not really associated with ZANU-PF.
You're referring to the affiliates?
Yes, those particular affiliates that were now coming and being associated with ZANU-PF. We had teachers for ED. I remember even when the president was speaking to the teachers, he was saying, I'm surprised because I believed that teachers, they don't support ZANU-PF. But I'm really surprised to see that actually teachers do support ZANU-PF. Lawyers, we also had lawyers for ED. Previously, people didn't think that lawyers would be going behind ZANU-PF, and now people were going behind
I want us
ZANU-PF.
to look further into the diversity of these affiliates that we are talking about. We have teachers, doctor. We have miners. We have farmers. We have youths. We have single mothers, single parents. We have AMA 2K. Quite a diversity of these groups that you are mentioning that at this point found it prudent to rally behind ZANU-PF, to rally behind its policies. What does that tell about the inclusiveness of the policies of the Second Republic that were championed by President Emerson Mnangagwa?
As an individual or as a group, you are likely to identify with something that you think it also identifies itself with you. So I think the president came with policies that were targeting every sector of the country. So then people responded, with that and joined. So when he came, and also he opened up the political space to say, if you are a particular sector that you feel that you have special issues that you want them addressed, come as a group, we will be able to help you. That is why you saw that even AMA 2K, previously people would say, well, ZANU-PF is a part of the old, but people actually surprised that you had the AMA 2K, coming in to say, well, no, we are actually ZANU-PF. We identify ourselves with ZANU-PF. Why was it so? It was because the ZANU-PF accepted and opened the environment to allow every individual to come to ZANU-PF and be able to be heard and have your issues heard. So these were some of the things that the president was able to do that allowed different sectors to come in and be able to join ZANU-PF. You have also mentioned about the miners for ED, farmers for ED. The development that happened in farming, right? Today, right now, we are talking of surplus in terms of agricultural products, wheat and maize. These are the very same farmers, some of them benefited as a result of the land reform program, right? And so now they said, well, we haven't been producing this much, but since the coming in of the Second Republic, our input has increased, which means our pockets are now full. And they said, why not? Why can't we be farmers for ED? We talk about mining. Mining, we have had an increase in terms of the mining. We have a lot of young people right now who were able to get mining claims. And when they got mining claims, they started producing. The likes of Wanascot, these are people who managed to get into mining and made millions out of it. So we are saying, when you have these people who are empowered, given mining claims, they start to mine, they have resources, they will say, why not? Why can't we be miners for ED? Because it is ED who has brought these mines. It is ED who has filled my pocket. And therefore, we are going to be Mapostori for ED, we are going to be miners for ED, because we have seen value in this president.
Now, Doctor, you are talking now overall in terms of the support that the ruling ZANU-PF party got, and also in terms of the support that President Emerson Mnangagwa got. But when we analyze the figures, there's some noticeable drop in terms of the numbers that voted in 2018 compared to the numbers that voted in 2023. What could be the reason for that discrepancy across all the provinces, whether for the National Assembly or for the presidential vote? The numbers themselves actually dropped. For example, when you look at the province of Bulawayo this time got 31,000 votes. In 2018, there were 59,000 people who voted for ZANU-PF. And this time around in Harare, ZANU-PF got 193,000 votes for President Emmerson Mnangagwa. In 2018, there were 204,145 votes. What could explain those drop in numbers individually?
There could be several issues, One issue that could have been a result is, our registration is continuous, right? Where people who voted for, to vote for 2018 are also on the ballot, and then it's continuous. So sometimes people who registered, who voted in 2018 might not be able to vote this time because of different reasons. Some of them might have gone to different countries, or some of them might have died, some of them were sick, and so forth. This could also be a reason as to why, because we are talking of someone who registered 5 or 6 years ago who is also on the ballot. So over the past 5 years, a lot of things could have changed. People could have moved from one place to another. A lot of things could have happened, which could have been one of the reasons why perhaps, many people could not have voted. And secondly, which could also be an issue to all the political parties, to make sure that in as much as we have a 5-year period to campaign and so forth, we need to continuously conscientize our people of the need to vote. Because I've also heard, as we were working and so forth, people were saying, well, we won already.
Okay.
What's the need to go and vote? So I'm saying there are people sometimes who just think, we have a lot of support, and therefore,
always
we
win.
just relax, we always win. So sometimes it could be a factor that could have made some people to say, we have the majority, so we are simply going to win. So that could have also, resulted in.
Now I want us to analyze the opposition figures. Advocate Shamisa had 45% of the vote in 2018, and he had 44% in 2023. A marginal drop in terms of support for the opposition president this time around. What could be the reasons?
There could be two reasons to that. The first reason could have been, in fact, there are actually three reasons. The first one could have been the reason we have talked about, that the president, people had gained more confidence in the president because of what he was able to do. So more people perhaps who were supporting CCC decided to vote for the president.
We had defections.
Yes, we saw actually a number of senior ranking officials from the opposition who joined, the ruling party. That could also explain the factors. Secondly, CCC and MDC alliance, they had their own problems. These problems left other people frustrated. So when these people were frustrated, they might have decided not to vote for CCC. That could also have explained the reasons as to why they had a drop. Thirdly, when they had their primary elections, there were a lot of accusations. We even saw in some of the constituencies where they had double candidates. In some, they each even have more than 2 candidates who have voted, who actually participated. So that the manner in which they handled their primary elections could have had an impact, because a lot of people were not happy with the processes that actually happened leading up to the primary elections. So those disgruntled candidates might have decided not to vote completely, or to vote even for ZANU-PF, or to vote for another candidate. So these factors could have had an impact on the overall number of the opposition, which then should be a lesson to the opposition to say sometimes you need to be organized so that you will be able to get down to the cell or to the village when you are doing campaign. Because ZANU-PF had a very clear structure that lead right to the cell. Where they had a cell, they actually did a cell day where they were verifying all the members who are in the cell. So it was easy for ZANU-PF to know in this particular cell how many people do we have, and how many of these people are registered voters. So when they were going to the campaign, they knew exactly where their supporters are, what they want, and who they are. So they had a support base which was supported by statistics and records, which the CCC didn't have, because they didn't have a proper structure. So when you don't have a proper structure, it becomes difficult for you to go and reach someone who is in Mzarabani and talk to that particular person. But for ZANU-PF, it's easy because it's in a cell. The people are sitting in a cell, they are discussing politics, and they know each other. it's easier that way. So the opposition parties should also learn from the successes of ZANU-PF to say, if indeed in the future you want to stand a chance, you have to learn from those who would have won.
I like the way you are articulating the issue of the importance of structures, the importance of cells. We know that for years ZANU-PF has been thriving on that existence of cell structures across the country, and they've been able to reach out to every member. Even when new members join the party, there is that smooth, seamless integration of new members into the party, and whether they grow upwards or whatever, it's because of the existence of the cell structure, which was absent visibly in the opposition. Could that also have contributed to perhaps yes, you mentioned that maybe it had a reason to affect the numbers in terms of the support of the president, but let's look at the activities of the opposition. Without the cell structure going into the campaigns and the elections and so forth, would that have been a major reason behind the demise or the failure by the opposition to also make it to the top?
No, I don't think really that could have been the major reason per se. Because in my opinion, in my own analysis, right, ZANU-PF was way step ahead as a result of what they were able to do over the years. But what I am saying is, if they were organized, perhaps they would have gotten to that same number which they had, you know, in the previous election. So that particular drop from, you said, 45 to 44% could have been a result of these problems which they had. But to say, even if they were organized, to say they would have gone beyond 45%, I don't think that would have happened. Why? Because ZANU-PF had quite a lot of clear programs that they did, which people could identify with, which people could say, well, we are going to vote for ZANU-PF because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 things that we have seen, that we know, that we can identify ourselves with.
Let's talk about continuously engaging the electorate. And this is perhaps one thing that the ruling ZANU-PF party is good at, always on the ground, always working with the people, always going back to the cells, as you mentioned, to the structures, strengthening and building the structures, but also making sure that projects are actually carried out and visible on the ground. Perhaps I want us to discuss that when we return from the break. Doctor, at this juncture, we are taking a break, but we will be coming back from our Montreal studios with Sibukele Maposa and a guest. They'll be having a discussion from that end. So keep watching ZBC TV, and thank you so much for having joined us for this discussion. We'll be back from Montreal studios.
"2023, Zimbabwe decides." ZBC Current Affairs, leading the conversation on local, regional, and international news. We bring you the stories that shape the nation and the world. Be it social trends, economic and political developments, State of the Nation addresses, independence celebrations, Heroes and Defense Forces Day commemorations, and other national events. We bring them to you as they happen. With an array of informative programming, we bring you face-to-face with the decision makers as we unpack complex issues, giving you a platform to be part of the conversation. You can choose to face the nation and combat crime while talking farming. But remember to keep your vision 2030 during this new normal, dominated by COVID Chronicles. With ZBC Current Affairs, together, Sonke, Tese, we will track and implement NDS1 to realize a better Zimbabwe. 2023. Zimbabwe decides.
It's a very good afternoon and welcome to another live update from our Montreux studios. My name is Sabela Maposa, and one thing that we have entrusted, we have assured you will continue to do, is to bring you election updates and conversations around the electoral process as Zimbabwe has gone through so far the pre-election, election and post-election period. And here with me in the studio today is Kuda Monsaka, who is the president of Forever Associates Zimbabwe. Welcome, Kuda.
Thank you very much, Spoke. Good afternoon, Zimbabwe.
It's a pleasure having you here. And of course, the nation awaits a response from you. You know, everyone wants to know, you know, there has been talk about Forever Associates, and we've got the man here right now to talk to us about his organization and afford him a chance to respond to varying issues. But to start off with, Forever Associates, who are you?
Forever Associates is actually a registered trust under the laws of Zimbabwe. We have a trust, and we also have a private limited company that is assisting us in our business ventures. So we have got two entities under Forever Associates Zimbabwe Trust. The trust itself, which is registered under the trust deed, and we also have the private limited company. The trust was actually established in 2010. As you might know, that we were students who then sat down and say, guys, let's explore opportunities in this country, and let's go big in this country and be able to change the face of this country economically. That's why we then started Forever Associates Zimbabwe Trust, and then registered the private limited company as a vehicle for us to be able to achieve that objective.
And what is your mandate?
The mandate, basically, like I said, the initial or our main goal is to be able to establish businesses to contribute to the 2030 vision by His Excellency. But as it stands right now, we sat down and we said, guys, for us to be able to do this, we need to be able to support the ruling party ZANU-PF to be able to retain power. We need continuity in terms of governance of this country. We need regime continuity as opposed to other NGOs who are in the same sector. Like you talk about the ERC, you talk about the Pachedu, there are many Western-sponsored who are actually against regime change. But we stood up as Forever Associates Zimbabwe and said, we want regime continuity. Therefore, our current mandate, as we applied to be an affiliate of ZANU-PF, is to make sure that we campaign for the ruling ZANU-PF for elections in future. You have noticed that we have been campaigning for ZANU-PF in this 2023 election that ended. We are still campaigning for them even in future election. That's our mandate.
And where do you operate currently? Where do we find you?
We are actually in Harare. Our head office is in Harare. If you come to Avondale, 2224 Avenues in Harare, that's where our head offices are. But of course, we have a team of volunteers across the country, scattered in all constituencies across the country. But our head office is in Avondale, 2224 Avenues. You find us, you find my team there.
Now, a big question is, where do you get your funding from?
Exciting, you know, we have seen people claiming that FAS has got money, this and that. You know, it's we are also struggling in a way. Of course, we are thankful that we have got some well-wishers who always come up and assist us. You know, people should be able to track you know, how FAS has progressed over years. We have been struggling. At one point, you could see us in Harare, the Africa Unity Square, carrying our proposals, you know, looking for funding, and we could not find funding until we got a breakthrough. We've got well-wishers who come in to assist us. We also have crowdfunding that helps us to raise the finances. We are also having some small business ventures that we've already started. We are yet to start other business entities. We're just waiting for elections to be over, and then we start going big in terms of bigger projects, in terms of partnership with investors, telecoms, mining sectors. We are coming big. That's how we are able to fund ourselves. We are not funded by any government entity, but we are funded by well-wishers.
And how do these well-wishers access you? Like, how do they give into your project?
We communicate with well-wishers through my office. When we approach well-wishers through my office, they donate to us. We have some who donate continuously. Some would donate what they have at that particular time, and then the next they'll tell you, no, look, we are tied up at the present moment, and then we go to other well-wishers, and then they come willy-willy. But we also need to appreciate the other business initiative efforts that we are making that are actually assisting us to raise funds.
There has been extensive interaction with the ZBC and people. You know, they're talking to us on our platforms. And one of the questions that I saw was an accusation that, you know, Forever Associates Zimbabwe is an extension of the security service. How far true is this?
No, that's a blatant lie. It's actually created by the opposition, is created by the West, who are trying to discredit our organization or maybe put a certain picture on our organization. Let me be clear to you. We are not linked to any government. We are not linked to any government department. We are not linked to the CIO. We are not linked to police, to the army. I've seen some saying it's a quasi-government operation that has got the army. We are not linked to any government initiative. We are just young people who came together and be able to access, so that we are able to access business opportunities availed by the Second Republic. Nothing more, nothing less. All these are just mere accusations that are coming from people around the country, but we are not linked to any government entity. That one, I keep repeating it. We are not linked.
Now, Kuda, an elephant in the room is the comments that were given by the SADC Election Observer Mission on the interference of Forever Associates Zimbabwe in the electoral process. Could you kindly respond and give a stance on what actually happened and how these allegations are coming about?
We are actually surprised, horizontally perplexed and actually diagonally bamboozled from all moods of hope by these meaningless accusations by the so-called Mumba in their SADC report. For starters, how would they write a report without consulting us or without having an interview with us? I understand they had discussions with the other NGOs similar to us, the ERC, the Pachedu guys. They had interviews with them, they had discussions with them, but they never even bothered to hear our side of the story. I remember that the European Union actually called me for a discussion, and I did give them the green light, and we agreed we're going to meet. They never came, and SADC never actually made an effort. But we're surprised to see them highlighting that we as Forever Associates Zimbabwe intimidated voters. They are talking about our desks. Let me...
The exit desks.
Yes, the exit desks. Let me be very clear about those desks. Those desks, that's not a new thing to happen in any election. Globally, it's a trend, it's a phenomenon that is actually happening globally. If you go, for example, in this region, Southern African region, go to South Africa right now, you'll find a NCA putting their desk and their yellow colors on their desk. You find EFF coming in with their desk. You also find DA coming in with their blue, whatever cloth on their desk. And the people are coming in to, because with those desks...
So how do these desks function?
You have actually your voters roll in your desk. When you have got your voters roll, people come and then strike their names against the voters roll. Normally, it's only those who are your supporters. For example, ZANU-PF cells, those who are in our cell structures are the ones who come. Of course, some may want to come. People are not forced to come to your desk. They come to your desk, they are not forced to come. They come, you laugh with them, you interact with them, you check in the voters roll, they go, they do their vote. When they are done, they come as an exit poll survey. They tell us, we have already voted. Okay, we strike. What those desks does is they assist us in terms of the pre-assessment of the result. We would then know what is the likelihood of the result that is coming. Of course, there's a margin of error, plus or minus a margin of error that would happen. But those desks, that is the purpose. It's done, globally it's done. In South Africa, like I said, theirs is actually 100 meters from the polling station. Our laws say it's 300 meters from the polling station. Before we even did that, we consulted with ZEC, by the way. We also consulted with the legal practitioners if we are to violate any law. And they said, no, it's actually above the board. You are allowed to do that.
Wasn't that a source of conflict in the elections? Wasn't there any violence cited because of these particular desks?
No, it's just that our people need to be educated on the importance of this desk. There wasn't supposed to be any violence to start with, because it's a standard practice. Like I said, even in Namibia, even in Zambia, they do it. Frelimo, you find them say there wasn't supposed to be any violence. But unfortunately, Triple C had to embark on violence. Why? you actually surprised as to why they failed to set their own desk. I actually am aware that my team notified me that in Manicaland there is one CCC guy who went and set his desk next to FA's desk with his yellow cloth. That was good.
To also consolidate.
Yes, that's what they were supposed to do. Instead of going there and start attacking our desk. I can tell you they had machetes. They had stones, attacking our desk. And our people, when I was told that, I said, stand down, don't fight back. Everyone across the country, stand down. By 11, I then ordered the removal of those desks to protect people's lives, to protect peace, because CCC knew they were losing. So they wanted to use violence to discredit the election. So as far as we are a non-violent entity, we are a non-violent organization, I quickly ordered them to stand down because there was molesting of our people across the country. In fact, it was actually a well-coordinated attack by these CCC hooligans. So we noticed that and we had to stand down. But one wonders, why did they fail to set their own desk and do the same? I think it also goes to the mindset. If you go to Denmark, for example, do you know that somebody can actually vote for you when you're not there? You just give them your ID. They'll vote for you. But in Zimbabwe, I think we need that mindset change to appreciate that, election is not about war, which the CCC is actually bringing in.
Thank you very much, Kuda. Last question. What is the future of FAZ? Where are you headed from here?
Forever,
what can you look forward to from you?
Forever, Sister Zimbabwe will always be there. Forever, Sister Zimbabwe is now that elections are over. Now we are now knocking on the economic door. Now we are there to assist our president to achieve his vision. Now we are coming. We are done with the wars of politics. We are now coming in the economy. We are now fighting in the economy to be able to assist the president's vision. You see Forever Social Zimbabwe coming in big in terms of investments. We are coming in the manufacturing sector. We are going to be big in the mining industry. We are going to be big in the telecommunication industry, by the way. We are going to be competing with the likes of Econet and Net1 and Tel1 as Forever Social Zimbabwe.
I will hold you to account. And of course, it has been a pleasant interview with Kudakwashe Monsaka, who is the president of Forever Associates Zimbabwe, giving his comments on the preliminary SADC election observer report, which was issued out by the head of the delegation, Dr. Nevis Mumba. And he has given his response to what has been alleged. And from now, we will take a break. We'll come back with more interviews and discussions about the electoral process. Stay with us.
"2023, Zimbabwe decides." ZBC Current Affairs, leading the conversation on local, regional and international news. We bring you the stories that shape the nation and the world. Be it social trends, economic and political developments, State of the Nation addresses, independence celebrations, Heroes and Defense Forces Day commemorations, and other national events. We bring them to you as they happen. With an array of informative programming, we bring you face-to-face with the decision makers as we unpack complex issues, giving you a platform to be part of the conversation. You can choose to face the nation and combat crime while talking farming. But remember to keep your vision 2030 during this new normal, dominated by COVID Chronicles. With ZBC Current Affairs, together, Sonke, Tese, we will track and implement NDS1 to realize a better Zimbabwe.
elections, let's work together as a family.
Declaration of results of the 2023 presidential election. Busha Joseph Makamba, Free Zim Congress, 18,816 votes, which constitutes 0.4% of the vote. Chamisa Nelson, CCC, 1,967,343, which constitutes 44% of the vote. Chikohora Trust Tapiwa, ZCPD, 10,230, which constitutes 0.2% of the vote. Kasia Muru Blessing, ZIPP, 13,060, constituting 0.3% of the vote. Maduku Lovemore, NCA, 5,323, constituting 0.1% of the vote. Mnangagwa Emerson Dambudzo, ZANU-PF, 2,350,711, constituting 52.6% of the vote. Mbaiwa Wilbert Archibald, NPC, 53,517, constituting 1.2% of the vote. Muzorewa Gwinyai Henry, the UANC, 7,053, constituting 0.2% of the vote. Monzora Douglas Togarase, MDCT, 28,883, constituting 0.6% of the vote. Valerio Elizabeth Isabel, UZA, 6,989, constituting 0.2% of the vote. Wilson Harry Peter, DOP, 6,743, constituting 0.2% of the vote. The total votes cast were 4,561,221. Total valid votes cast were 4,468,668. Total votes rejected, 92,553. Our total voter population was 6,623,511. The voter turnout was 68.9%. Now, therefore, I, Priscilla Makanyara Chigumba, the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, in terms of Section 110, subsection 3, do hereby declare that Mnangagwa Emerson Dambudzo of ZANU-PF Party has received 2,350,711 votes out of 4,468,730 valid votes cast, which are more than half the number of valid votes cast in the presidential election. Therefore, Mnangagwa Emerson Dambudzo of ZANU-PF Party is declared duly elected President of the Republic of Zimbabwe with effect from 26 August 2020.
Uyo nekoko, uyo nekuku, tichinga nyika yedu tiri pamwe. Uyo nekoko, uyo nekuku, tichinga nyika yedu tiri pamwe.
Taramba. 2023, Zimbabwe decides.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, we continue to give you election updates, discussions and previews on various aspects of the electoral process, what to expect, and to answer your questions, most importantly, just to keep us in constant communication with the electoral bills and understanding what is set out for Zimbabwe going forth. And with me in the studio is Blessing Maposa, who is a political analyst and a man of the cloth, to talk to us about the relationship between the church and the environment and the various roles that they play in ensuring that peace is, maintained in the post-election period and going forth. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Ms. Vo.
It is a pleasure having you here
Pleasure
on
is
this
mine.
set. Talk to us about the environment before, during and after the voting day.
The election environment, pre-election, during the election polling day and post-election period, it has been quite peaceful. No skirmishes, no episodes or incidences of violence, no skirmishes reported across the country. It was generally peaceful, and we applaud the citizens of Zimbabwe for ensuring that peace prevailed.
Would you attribute any of this peace to the role that the church plays?
Absolutely. We were busy praying for the nation of Zimbabwe, praying that there be peace within our borders. According to the word of God, it admonishes us to pray for the peace of the nation of Zimbabwe.
And what is the relationship between the church and peace building and development of the nation?
Peace creates a conducive environment for politics, for economics, for everything, social development. You can't operate in a hostile environment. You can't operate in a war-torn area. There's got to be peace. Even investors are attracted to a nation where peace prevails. So peace is a very integral part and aspect, whichever way you analyze it. So we need a peaceful environment. Even for worship, you need to worship in a peaceful environment.
A free place.
Absolutely.
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 How about in Plumtree? Hailing from Plumtree, what was it like, and what unique trends have you observed from the previous election to the current election?
We observed youth participation as well as women participation. You know, so youth used to take a back seat. You know, they used to think that, well, politics is for the elderly. You know, they just sit back. But of late, we have seen a resurgence. Youths stepping up to the plate, rising to the occasion. If you check the statistics, we have a lot of youths this time around who turned out, as well as women. And I'm very happy to see such statistics.
We've seen a lot of political apathy of young people in the urban areas. What do you think is the cause, and what have you done differently to ensure that young people are involved in the electoral
Like
process?
I said, young people used to take a backseat. Some were of the narrative that voting or not voting, participating in politics or not participating does not make a difference. So that narrative now, through awareness campaigns that we ran by different organizations and institutions, as well as our teachings as the church, the body of Christ, we have been encouraging the youths to rise up, because the youths represent the future. So this time around, that's why we are seeing a shift. If you check the statistics nationally, there was that leap from the youths. This time around, they turned out.
They're now more and more involved. Could you kindly lay the land on the voting trends? What did you see? What peculiar circumstances came through? What's been happening in Plumtree in particular this year as compared to the previous election?
Plumtree, generally, the vote, I mean, it hasn't changed much. Plumtree as a place, it's more of, mostly they vote along party lines. Let me highlight that. Plumtree usually votes along party lines. If you check the previous elections, the local council was predominantly won by the ruling party ZANU-PF. But if you check this current election, there was a shift. I think ZANU-PF only got one seat, and the rest went to the opposition CCC. So once Plumtree decides we are moving in this party, that is the thing. But it doesn't matter. They don't like consider the candidate per se, you know, the integrity of the person, how educated.
They just...
But it was decided on party lines.
But then what do you think caused the shift?
I think the outgoing local government councillors, they took a back seat. They didn't deliver on their electoral promises from the 2018 election. So, you know, human behavior. So people want to see you deliver on your electoral promises. People want to see development. Plumtree, among other things, has been suffering from backwardness. You know, it's kind of marginalized and all that. So people want to see a shift. You know, the local government has got to bring service delivery. Service delivery is a priority. So when people don't see that from their office bearers, because they hold them to account, so when they don't see any meaningful development, they try something else. So this is what, in my opinion, led to the shift.
Do you feel that the office bearers actually had the capacity? Did they have the ability to implement change, or do they also suffer financial marginalization?
They had an opportunity to do things differently because obviously you know how our councils are run, you know, but they also had an advantage, you know, being from the ruling party. They really had to walk the talk, you know, Vision 2030, like the president has been talking about. But I think they were caught napping. They went to sleep and now they've lost.
One of the things that we have seen with the implementation of National Development Strategy #1 is the new border posts, Beitbridge in particular, and you are a border town. Do you have any expectations? Are you looking forward to any improvements or?
We are looking forward to revamping of the border, like what happened to Beitbridge, like you alluded. Plumtree needs a facelift as well. It's a very strategic port as well, but there isn't much a hub of business around it. So we need to develop that port. It has potential to even grow our economy going forward. At least we have a good road, to say the least. You know, the highway from Botswana, you know, all the way to Harare. The roads are good. It's one of the best roads in Zimbabwe, I must say. So we expect more from this port even going forward. All what we need is leadership. I believe there's leadership deficiency. So we need proper administration from the top, all the departments around the border, you know, to take Plumtree as a port forward.
But, you know, trade is facilitated by a backbone activity. Mining, natural resources. What does Plumtree have that is tradable?
We have mines dotted around Plumtree, for example.
What minerals?
Gold in particular. You know, you go to Ngwizi, there's a gold rush as we are speaking. It's a hub of activity. And Ngwizi, by the way, now is almost a town. It's fast growing, it's fast developing. It's an economy that is blossoming. Then generally we have the Mopani worms, we call them Makimbi. Yes, that forms the economy. That forms the economy, yes, of Plumtree. So now with the devolution agenda, I believe all those things together with livestock rearing, of course, you know, Plumtree is region 5. So the soils favor livestock as well. So this is Plumtree for you.
As a man of God,
yes,
what are your final words to the nation as we are existing in the post-election period? What can you tell Zimbabwe?
Okay, to the nation of Zimbabwe, this is a period to be calm, to remain calm, composed, peaceful. Election results have come our way. We need to embrace the outcome of the elections, whichever party you belong to. But at the end of the day, we as Zimbabweans, we need to promote brand Zimbabwe. So let there be tolerance. There is no need for us to fight among ourselves. There's no need for violence. Let's remain peaceful and let's not give in to incitement. As Zimbabweans, don't be incited by anyone, by any politician. Let's not be provoked to anger. Let's not be provoked into acts of violence. Let's defend our peace. Let's remain calm and peaceful. That's my words to Zimbabweans.
Thank you very much. Profound indeed. Zimbabwe, no one is coming to save us. We need to build this country to ensure a better day for ourselves and those that will follow after behind us. But now let's carry on with more conversations, handing it over to Justin for more information.
Sibukele, thank you so much for that discussion. And as we continue with an analysis of the outcome of the election, the 2023 general election, it looks like my microphone has slid. Let me just fix that as we continue with this discussion. Yes, I was just thanking Sibukele Maposa there for that discussion from our Montreal studios in Bulawayo. And we are continuing with the discussion from our Pockets Hill studios rather here in Harare with Dr. Leopold Chakanyuka. Doctor, I was following the discussion from Bulawayo, which was centered on what Zimbabweans now need to do in terms of building the country together, as well as being able to accept the outcome of the elections and to move forward as a people. I also want us here from this end to look at, you remember when President Mnangagwa went to Davos after assuming power in the Second Republic. When he came back, he had the mantra that Zimbabwe is open for business. And we have seen a lot of investors coming in from across the world expressing interest to invest in the country, and some have actually gone on to invest in the country. A lot of factories have been opened. President Mnangagwa was all over the country during this 5-year period, commissioning plants, commissioning factories, opening projects that have impacted the lives of the people on the ground. What kind of policy shift in terms of the economy are we likely to see now that President Emmerson Mnangagwa has been given a second mandate?
I think there's going to be a continuation of the policies, because these are the same policies that have won him the second seat. So definitely we are going to have that mantra, Zimbabwe is open for business, and he carried it pretty well. You remember when President would go to every foreign country, he would make sure that he meets with the Zimbabweans. So he wasn't only interested in meeting foreigners, but he also wanted to hear from our citizens what they want, what they think is the best in terms of developing country, and even invited those who wanted to come back and make an impact in the society to say, come back and we build the country together. So I believe that Zimbabwe is going to continue having its doors open for business, while we have even our Zimbabwean citizens who are based in the diaspora will be coming to make investments in the country. But then in terms now of the local environment, you know, I was quite fortunate that I studied in China. That's where I was educated. I stayed there for about 7 years, learning the Chinese system and so forth. And I picked certain things that I found to be very interesting, which when I came here, I saw that the president was doing those things. And I believe we are going to continue. You know, he taken an approach that is community-based development, where if you are developing, you go to a specific community, you address the specific issues that are affecting that particular community, so that you empower the people at the grassroots level. When these people are empowered, they then try to produce. When they produce, they actually sell. So it's more like rural industrialization, where we are going down to the communities and address the very same problems that they are facing. I'll give you an example. You know, when the president went to Karanda and opened a bridge in Karanda, people in Harare here didn't understand or see the value of the bridge that was built in Karanda. I was born in Mount Darwin myself. I know the experiences of the people of Mount Darwin, especially when they want to cross Mfure River, you want to go to Karanda Hospital. Many people died trying to cross that bridge, or failing even to cross to go to hospital. But a person who is here in Harare or somewhere might not be able to understand the problems that the people were facing. But the president, as I said, he went down to the community to develop this particular community. So what that bridge means to the people of Karanda, it's more than gold to these people, because that is what they have been yearning for many years to see. We have also seen when we went to Mount Darwin as well for the Independence Day celebration, he made a statement also when he was delivering his speech that we are going to have boreholes in each and every village. Water is key to life.
Certainly.
And every village need water. For us to be able to produce agriculture, because we are an agricultural society. For us
Even
to
at
be
community
able,
and household
yes,
level.
to do
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
we need water. He went to the villages and he delivered that water. So I'm saying these projects that are community-centered, you know, they should be continued. He didn't leave even Harare. We have the Marowanyati Dam, right, to provide water for Harare. It's under construction. For Bulawayo province, we also have the Gwaishangan Dam that is going to feed the whole of Matabeleland region with clean water. So we are saying these are targeted programs. Of course, we might need to have, you know, a deeper way of doing it. Of course, as we are moving, I'm sure there are coming to be new strategies of enhancing, but definitely we did pretty well in terms of community targeted programs that addresses the programs or the problems of the lowest level in our society. He was able to do that, and we hope that he is going to continue with that particular mantra.
It's a hope, I believe, that the generality of the people of Zimbabwe has, Doctor, because for these years, the Zimbabweans have been saying, we notice the roads, we notice the dams, we take note of the big projects that the government of Zimbabwe has done. But what happens to the people's pockets? People are looking for jobs, they want bread and butter issues, they want disposable incomes, they want meaningful salaries. Are those issues also perhaps part of what President Emmerson Mnangagwa and his new administration should be able to address now that he has got that second mandate?
Yes, our jobs are in the land. Our jobs are in the mines. Our jobs are in, you know, this whole country that we have. So the fact that we have, of course, the land reform program was done, but we still have people right now. I remember where I've heard so many instances where they were saying, I've been even to some village, to some provinces, where they were saying, we are doing the land audit program.
Yes.
After the land audit program, we are going to redistribute the land that is not being used. So I believe that a number of young people, especially who might have failed to get land, will be able to get land.
I know for a testimony that there are youths in Mashonaland West Province, in Matabeleland South Province, who have had access to land, 10-hectare land that are being portions that are being handed under a presidential program through the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development. So I believe that what you are saying actually has begun to take place on the ground, and the youths actually are beneficiaries of that program. Not necessarily perhaps even as landowners, but as co-owners of other larger pieces of land, and they are being able to generate income, to improve their livelihoods, and to actually say there is a livelihood from the land. Maybe before we go, Doctor, I want, let's say you are an advisor to President Emmerson Mnangagwa. Briefly, what would you advise him?
For me, what I would say to the president is, of course, the people have given you the mandate. They have trust in what you have done. Continue doing the good job so that the people will continue to be proud of you. You have a legacy to leave, and that legacy is in what you are going to do as the president. Of course, you have proved to the generality of Zimbabwe that you have the competence, you have the capacity, you have the people at heart. He only did not fight during the liberation struggle, but he has continued. And I believe I want also to challenge historians to say, let's write books about the men who transformed Zimbabwe. And when we are talking about the men who transformed Zimbabwe, what are we going to be talking about? We are going to be talking about the airport that was built. We are going to talk about the dams that he constructed. We are going to talk about the bridges that he has constructed. So I am saying to the president, continue the good work that you have been doing. The people have faith in you, and I believe the people will give you the maximum support that they have been giving you. They will continue to give you in this term. And well done, President Mnangagwa. Congratulations and all the best in delivering your mandate to the people of Zimbabwe.
All the best to President Mnangagwa. That's Dr. Leopold Chakanyuka, the political analyst that I had on this special current affairs program. We want to thank you, viewers, for having joined us. We'll be giving you more updates and more discussions. Otherwise, thank you and enjoy the rest of your viewing. I'm Justin Mahlatla.
2023. Zimbabwe decides. ZBC Current Affairs. Leading the conversation on local, regional, and international news. We bring you the stories that shape the nation and the world. Be it social trends, economic and political developments, State of the Nation addresses, independence celebrations, Heroes and Defense Forces Day commemorations, and other national events. We bring them to you as they happen. With an array of informative programming, we bring you face-to-face with the decision makers as we unpack complex issues, giving you a platform to be part of the conversation. You can choose to face the nation and combat crime while talking farming. But remember to keep your vision 2030 during this new normal dominated by COVID Chronicles with ZBC Current Affairs. Together, Sonke, Tese, we will track and implement NDS1 to realize a better Zimbabwe.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay.
You don't look okay.
Just give me water, I'll be fine. Thank you.
Baby, are you okay?
She said a bedroom.
Hallucination is part of my side effects associated with the pills, so you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Hey, how are you feeling today?
I don't know.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
Look, I tried to make you some breakfast from nothing. Okay, try to eat something, please.
Are you going to work today?
Oh, yes, I have to.
How come you say it?
Okay, I just received a call. I have a few meetings I have to attend in Bulawayo. So I have to be there.
But you didn't tell me, babe.
I know, I received a call 2 hours ago. You were sleeping. I didn't like to wake you. But it's not like I was going to leave without telling you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Hey, I have to go. I have a plane to catch.
Okay, Safjan.
Cool, love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Cool, eat something. Hey, what did the doctor say?
Eat, drink a lot of water and rest.
Make sure you do. Love you.
Love you too.
Hey, good morning.
Okay, just thank God I'm still alive.
Oh, shame. So how are you feeling now?
Just thank God I'm still alive. I just gonna think
Oh, that is normal in the first trimester, dear. And then makada kuita mai kwacho. No one's kuita mai. Kutudzika. Ndimakagona kapakurohwa. Maitirwe ipo nadhidhi pafali.
Oh, nothing Valentine's Day. Maybe I'm totally lost. And unfortunately, friend, I know Blawayo go bus. I'm meeting a bus.
But I thought you said he was giving a week off on bus.
Yes, it was off, but wake up and so did a Valentine's Day. I made it slip his mind.
Nora.
I made him to look over.
What are you doing?
Eyes. But
well, that means he probably lied to you because I'm staring at him as we're speaking right now.
Really?
I was a jeune boot.
Shino, why you go? Please, can you tell me what is happening over there?
Cake, my flowers. I'm not going to come now.
Huh? What could be Miriam?
5 Avenue. But what was some guys?
Miriam, please, can you take a cab? I'm on my way.
All right, people.
Frank. Hello?
Hey, baby. I'm in a meeting right now. I'll call you later.
I don't go different. I'm not imagining that it's a daughter.
Nora.
I'm struggling with the baby. Friend, I should have a chip piece and she pussies and in stamps again. That's the matter.
Nora.
Nora,
you have to be strong if you want to face your husband. Eh? Nora, ndakakuudza iwe kuti murume wako mufasti singatomboiti ukasanditeerera nauchiona manje zvaakuita. Eh? Hai mwana, ndakamuona kuti mune zvemucholo ndakasiyana nazvo izvi. Ndakazviona ndinomubatwa mapepa ndifamba neri pamoyo ndikafa.
Miriam, that is a mad.
Alright, ndokuratidza. Asi kana tapinda kana iwewe unopedzerana nemurume wako, ini ndinobata kamusikana kachona ndakaponda handiti ka buhandi.
Nora.
How could you do this to me, friend?
Nora.
Why are you cheating on me?
Nora.
Frank, why?
You think I would actually cheat on you?
Why, friend?
I'm not cheating on you. Look, I bought all these things for you. This dress is for you. These shoes are for you. All this is for you. She did it for you. And you think I'm cheating? Come on, man.
Baby.
Come on.
I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. Please forgive me. Ow! Ow!
Nora, you okay? You don't look okay.
Just give me water and then I'll be okay.
Nora!
Torai moyo wangu munyike muropa ndisambitse ndichenese sechando chamazuzo
zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Urwere hwacho hunoda minama. Urwere hwacho hunoda minama. Kuoma kwacho hunoda minama. Kuoma kwacho hunoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Hakunazve kana chimwe chinhu chinokunda minamato. Hakunazve kana chimwe chinhu chinokunda minamato. Kuti vakupinga zvikunde tinokunda neminamato. Nyangwe zvikarema usachema tinokunda neminamato. Nyangwe zvikarema usachema tinokunda neminamato. Neminamato tinoda minama. Ondoka tinorwa tinoda minama. Mweya erima tinoda minama. Atsikirira norushava-shava tinoda minama. Chamboma atsikirira norushava-shava tinoda minama. Urwere hwacho hunoda minama. Umwe kuoma kwazo pasi pano. Umwe kuoma kwazo pasi pano. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Nyika yorema ishendirinde. Nzara yauya ishendikutse. Hondo yauya ishendirire. Pakutambudzika ndikundise. Neminamato. Nyika yorema ishendirinde. Nzara yauya ishendikutse. Hondo yauya ishendirire. Pakutambudzika ndikundise. Neminamato. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Urwere hwacho hunoda minama. Urwere hwacho hunoda minama. Umwe kuoma kwacho hunoda minama. Umwe kuoma kwacho hunoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama. Zvimwe zvinhu zvinoda minama.
Welcome to it, ladies and gentlemen. It's The Movement, and it's your boy Throwing the Rock, the Monster, all the bits, however way you want it. We are the plug to the hip-hop culture, trends, information, and all of that that's happening on this side of the equator. Hip-hop is heart of rhythm that pumps through the veins. It is the flair that shapes fashion standards, a scribe on the walls full of color, pain and pleasure. Hip-hop is the power moves and freezes rock in the streets, emotional bars breaking all sorts of bonds. It's not just an idea, it is life, an identity. Hip-hop is a movement, and this is our movement. Now with me right now, right here, is a man called Luminous.
Yes, sir.
What's happening, homie?
Yeah, I'm alright, G. What's good?
Touchdown, whole squad, get out the way, whole squad, sport cuz, get out the way, better watch your mouth when you're talking to me, watching how you walking when you walk up to me, better watch your mouth when you're talking to me, watching how you walking when you walk up to me.
Luminous is not your regular hip-hop artist. Luminous is on another level. My man, please define yourself. I don't want to speak for you, and I'm not going to be on the tip that's like, what does luminous mean, where you from? I want you.
Well, facts, those are corny questions anyway.
Word up.
Hey, Luminous is a person who creates art that gives a voice to emotions. You know,
a voice to emotions.
Yeah, so you could be happy, that's an emotion. And I want to create a soundtrack for that emotion. At the same time, I want to create things that start a conversation.
Right.
I don't want to give answers because I believe like great writers don't impose their ideas on people.
Right.
They just challenge your perspective and allow you to make your own conclusion. We are shaped by our environment. We absorb a lot of things when we grow up. So I grew up in a neighborhood called Nkulumane, right? And there's a street called Nkulumane Drive. So how I've always seen it is it's a double entendre. So there's the Nkulumane Drive, the street I live in, the life experiences I've had in the city as well, Bulawayo, and the country Zim, and wherever I've been. At the same time, there's that, it's kind of like becomes the drive to do things. So it's like, I know my life story, I don't know your story, you have your own story. Our stories are different, but the common ground is we all want better for ourselves and our families.
Better watch your mouth when you're talking to me, watching how you walking when you walk up to me, better watch your mouth when you're talking to me, watching how you walking when you walk up to me. Touchdown, whole squad, get out the way, whole squad, sport cars, get out the way.
So let's voice our concerns, let's voice what we don't like, what we like, tell our stories. And I'm just trying to, some stories is things I've seen, it's other people's stories, because there's only so much stories you can tell from your vantage. Sometimes you have to jump outside your comfort zone, listen to people.
Are you a gospel rapper?
I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no.
But religion has been an influence to a certain level.
Oh, definitely. I believe, but how I look at it is, being a Christian is being human, but your perspective evolves around your faith. A person who's Muslim, how they look at life, how they look at treating people, is based on the teachings of the Muslim religion and way of life, right? As someone who's an atheist, they look at the world through the lens of an atheist, but they're still human. So just that's how I look at it, being a Christian, in whether in art or in business or whatever it is. We still do the same things you do, but I look at it through the lens of scripture for me, because that's what I believe to be God's final authority. So I can jump on a song and still talk about God. Hell, God created love, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? But how I view these things, for me, is my guidelines are the lens of scripture.
It's so amazing that you are able to have a gospel approach to your bars, and also be a social commentator, and also be a battle rapper.
My G, talk on it, bro.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
let's talk about that.
I'm competitive, man. You know what I mean? I'm a friendly guy. You know this. I get to a place, I want to talk to people. I'm a friendly person, but I also have the competitive urge and edge to it, because I love to play with words, and I like to, for lack of a better word, argue. So I like being challenged.
I feel you.
When we talk, I will openly listen to what you have to say. challenge my perspective, challenge my view, challenge my beliefs, my stand. And battle rap provides that for me. Whereas with music, it's a different approach. How I write bars for music is different from how I write for battle rap. I can go beast mode in a battle rap, but sometimes I can go playful on a song. So battle rap is like an escape for me to show another facet, but at the same time kill people without...
Let's say MCs, not people.
Oh, they're people. I kill MCs.
Grateful for everything that went down that night, because you said you shed some light on a set of lies that I had to see with my eyes and realize just how paralyzed the rap game was. Your homie got mad over some lines. You want to talk about my friend, but your homie got mad over some lines. I remember saying that your squad is crazy to let you mess with me. I really think your whole camp should get some vasectomies, because we don't want your children carrying on your stupid legacies.
And yeah, as it is, I haven't lost a battle since I started. So
since you started,
I never lost a battle.
Yeah, you guys traveled to Botswana, right?
Yeah.
It was the DGV rap.
Yeah, versus Warzone. So their league is called Warzone.
All right.
Yeah, man, I've made some friends till this day. That was 2019.
All right.
Yeah, it was the champion. Shout out to Reese, he made that happen. And the champion that side, and so Reese got me the matchup with him. Okay. We got the like we literally didn't even race. We drove in the morning, got there in the evening. The event was at 8. Okay. So did the event, and it was the main event. So that was like 10 p.m. and you're tired. But when it's time for work, it's time for work. And yeah, man, I didn't even know. I honestly thought I was gonna lose that battle because I just got off work and I was writing my bars during working hours. And so I didn't have enough time to rehearse. And by the time I got there, I thought I was gonna lose it. But the reception was crazy. After my first round, I was like, okay, cool, we have this.
Inspired.
Yeah, I was like, I can do this. Whenever I create, I tell myself no one knows me. I'm not gonna come up here, act like a superstar, no one knows, and because of that, I feel like people don't give a damn.
Yeah.
So I create from a point of trying to prove a point, but at the same time of enjoying it. You know what I mean? So and Zim is a monopolistic cultural place.
Okay.
Whatever field it is, right? And so with music, Zimbabweans, we like to choose our tribe leader. And if we have our tribe leader, no one else matters. It's not every time. We always have this one person who is like our person. Okay. We can't allow people to coexist in a multifaceted culture like hip hop, where you have different tastes to it. So I think because of that, what I do is I plan around that. I don't try and swap around it. It's like if they don't pay attention now, let me create for myself a tribe that does. So I will work extra hard, probably 10 times as hard as the person that they've picked as their tribe leader, and try to create my own tribe there, people that mess with my music and love what I do. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because no one cares and no one knows you, and everyone has their own life problems. They don't owe me anything. So whoever chooses to support, I owe them everything. So, and it's a global market now, man. You can get someone listening to you in Scotland, and you know that's part of your tribe. You ain't gotta be hateful about this cat. Facts, you know what I mean? Exactly. So yeah, I try to create from that standpoint, like, yeah, man, no one owes me anything, but I know if I can get 1% of the world to care, I'll have a sustainable career.
That's amazing. Yeah. So, any word to the youngsters?
Do you have fun, live life? Do you study the business, please, if you want to do this? Know what you are worth, know what you have, create your own platforms, create leverage so that no one can offer you crappy deals.
One time for your man, it's the movement, baby. My name is Don the Rock, the Bits. Join me after this segment as we give you more on the hip hop culture, the elements, and all of that, and then some.
That's what you are on the regular. I'm living life on the regular. I'm chasing dreams on the regular. Why you complain on the regular? I'm giving thanks on the regular. Big things, big things, big things. That's what we do on the regular. Victim, victim, victim. That's what you are on the regular.
It's the election season. As Zimbabwe decides, all eyes are on ZBC, and the national broadcaster will not disappoint but deliver. Don't be left out in marketing your product on ZBC's platforms. We have an amazing promotion from the 22nd to the 30th of August 2023. ZBC offers you an incredible knockdown on its rate card during the live broadcast of the 2023 general elections from the election eve, polling day, results announcements, and inauguration. Take the opportunity to advertise on ZBC platforms where large audiences are guaranteed. For your booking, contact Mildred Banda on 071-283-1177 or mildred.banda@zbc.co.zw.
Roundtable missions only right here on The Movement, the plug to the hip hop culture and elements in Africa, man. We bring you nothing but the freshest on the side of the equator. I keep saying that, man. It's starting to sound like a cliche, but it's what it is. Welcome to this here segment where I got my man right here with me, a man that is the first of his kind, the only Nyanja rapper. Okay, I don't know about where he comes from, but he is the only Nyanja rapper I know in hip hop right now in Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Movement right now, right here. My man, the Shoemaker.
Yo, what's up, man? Thank you.
What's going on, fam?
I'm good.
I think I just put a huge rock on your shoulders. You
not
the only Nyanja rapper in Zimbabwe.
Hey, because that's actually true, bro. I'm out here trying to represent the language and gumnandi ukuthi ngibe recognized.
Some of you muri my rapper cause kuribe ntito. Some of you muri my rap but muribe whistle. Yeah, I'm antisocial. I'm good with people. My flow so hard munga near long. Like it's coach polo cause my game is for sure. In air do it as a hobby. You do it for dough. That's why twelenzima njengentamoga froto. This is my abuse. Langa my Khalila, bro. I'm feeding their minds that your brain in a goddamn minister of rap things.
So how is your shift from Victoria Falls and Wange and that whole region of Zimbabwe been like coming to Bulawa and meeting all these other rappers with their diversities and moves and all of that there? How is that for you?
The truth is, it's been a climb. But then again, if you look at it, nothing is easy in this industry. So it's been a climb that's been okay. Now I'm getting recognition.
All right.
Now, for me, it's not even about me getting recognition. Now, my city is getting recognition.
All right.
My two cities, Wange and Vic Falls, are getting recognition, and people are starting to stand up and say, okay, there's other rappers besides Shona and Dewele and the ordinary English rappers, you know.
Sure, yeah.
So it's a good thing. People understand now that there's somebody who can come through and drop a 16 bar. 16 bars in Nyanja, 16 bars in Tonga.
What really inspired you to be a rapper? Considering that you have your other profession? Yeah.
Enough economy was good.
Yeah.
When Sikula, we thought we were gonna make it in hip hop. We thought we were gonna feed our families in hip hop. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But Sikule Gudala enough to learn the proper hip hop, you know. Yeah, I was inspired. It's cliche for me to say I was inspired by the likes of Eminem or Jay-Z, right, to start rap. But at that time, there was also like the likes of Abo Kingpin. Maskiri came up that time. People who rapped in local languages, and then I was like, oh yeah, so we can do this. It's not like it's English only. We can actually do this in vernac.
Yourself to say, you know what, if the industry can't feed me, let me feed it and pay this bill so I can be the industry, right? Because I understand that you are actually on a level that's like, I'm not expecting anything from the industry, but I'm trying to feed it.
Yeah.
Is that just lyrical, or you're also talking financial?
It's actually both lyrical and financial, and unfortunately, it's actually a painful topic to talk about for somebody like me. To end up saying, I no longer care who comes through to support or who doesn't. I can fund myself. For me, because there was a point in my life where I believed somebody was gonna come through and save me. Somebody was gonna come through and fund my career, you know, and put me there, and I would be like, yo, I have Thorn to thank for all these albums that I have, for all this fame that I have, you know. But I never got that. I ended up getting to a point where I'm like, okay, let me put the rap aside and try and find this money to fund the rap. So at the end of the day, it's a painful thing for me to end up saying I made it on my own, right? But the truth is, what I have now, I didn't push on my own, which isn't figured to this extent. I didn't push on my own to say I want to put my.
Speaking of that, man, I see you on mad collabos, man. Even when the late Kelvin, rest in peace to the king.
Rest in peace to him.
Even before the late king passed on, you was doing collabos with MKS. You were doing collabos with cats like Muse, cats like CSK and all of that, man. How did that come about? Because you're from out of town, homie, and you're playing with the B-boys already.
Confidence and corner to just come through, and say I want to work. And I remember the first time. I knew Kelvin already, from besides rap. Outside of rap, I know Kelvin. And then he was like, yo, come through, let's work in studio. And then the first time I went through, he says, drop a verse. I dropped a Nyanja verse. It's like, oh my God. I don't want to hear you rap anything else besides Nyanja. And then he called me up for that cypher. He's like, yo, bro, we've got a cypher. Come through. I want some diversity. Come through and we work. And then we worked on that Nyanja verse. And then he's like, yo, bro, I'll tell you something for nothing. You are just different, right? Sure. You know, the fact that you are rapping in Nyanja, nobody else is doing that. Don't be scared. Don't feel inferior about it.
Man, I respect what you're doing, man. And on top of that, your clothing label, it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
And all the moves you're making for the young artists to come through. Oh, man, from you to them, what you got to say right now?
I always say the same thing, bro. Stay true to yourself. And it's always easier to feel like I want to imitate Thorn so that I can become famous. But being yourself is better. It's always better being yourself. Although it does not seem easier, but it's always better to be yourself, because being yourself at the end of the day brings about that diversity in our hip-hop industry, in our music industry. And one day or another, hey, you're gonna come through.
You're gonna blow.
Yeah.
It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Tupac didn't blow because he tried to be somebody else. Tupac was Pac. Biggie was Biggie. Bob Marley was Bob Marley. You be you. And stay tuned right here. This is the movement, baby.
I don't wanna lose you, I don't wanna fight, I don't wanna hurt or see you cry, I don't wanna live a life of lies. Funa spoil, wine and dine. Funa ukuba show ukuthi vele uyanqanya, vele uyangithanda, or maybe uyangidlala. If ufuna uvaye namhlanje, ma ufuna uphaphe namhlanje. Bye.
If you find yourself in a TV rut, add entertainment to the max.
This is my chance to get mine.
There's a whole world of local and international series, movies, reality and more, ready and waiting on Showmax.
I promise you that.
Available at no extra cost for DSTV Premium subscribers.
If we're good, we're good.
Good.
Just add Showmax to your DSTV subscription and add entertainment to the max.
Fatal accidents. We can also talk about rape, sexual assault, abuse, and so forth. And sometimes you wonder, can you survive this? Is it even a possibility that I'll get out of this? Well, it is possible for you to take a leaf out of the survivor stories that we have right here on Against All Odds. Join me, my name is Rachel Mwenyeheli, each and every Sunday right here on ZBC TV from 7:30 p.m. all the way until 8 o'clock as we explore and talk to some of the survivors who've gone through tragedy and have come out as survivors and are no longer victims. Each and every Sunday, it is Against All Odds.
It is the movement, ladies and gentlemen, and we're still at it. And right now, I got myself a homeboy of mine from right here in the city of Kings and Queens. Kept been grinding for a minute, you know. The music by itself is not enough because the economy is still on a level of growth, and the music industry itself is still at a level of building. So we all need to contribute through our grinds. With me right now is a man called Sugar Shane. My man been traveling for a minute. My man, what's happening?
It's good, though.
You alright, fam?
I'm excellent, bro.
When I step in the trap, all the fiends wanna pick up arms like Mussolini. When it come to the right, I can whip that war, looking like Kunta Kinte. You can check my arms, nothing but drip, none of that he say, she say.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, my man. I didn't know you before you went abroad. I knew you only when you came back.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know whether you was rapping before you went abroad or you started rapping abroad and brought it back here to Zimbabwe. Tell me about your journey.
Oh, the journey started in the UK, actually. All right. That's when I started rapping. Okay. I used to rap with my brother. Okay. And he used to do a lot of songs here in Skies.
Okay.
And then when he came to the UK, you know, I had this interest in music. But then he's like, yo, you know, here's a beat.
Yeah.
Let's spit some bars. So that's how it started.
Okay.
So it's all started in the UK, but you know, when you're out there in the UK on the streets hanging out with other black boys, you know, the music is always there, you know, you're always rapping. My story is that, you know, my music, it represents, you know, my life, my struggle, my hustle. Yeah. And that's a big part of me. Alright. So my music is more aspirational. Alright.